Think about it, Mark.
Oh, man, listen, we live, man. Barbershop Conversations, man. We with the one, the only, the captain, the author, the Hall of Famer, Mr. Come and See You. Hey, ironically enough, you know what I'm watching right now?
What's that, my brother?
I am watching Philadelphia 1985 on mute against the New York Knicks. When did you trade in your Philadelphia 76ers hat for a Knicks hat?
Fred, I've always been had Knicks and 76. I tell you why, because I'm a diehard Clyde Frazier fan. Even in his broadcast, I met him, had a few drinks with him back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I love Clyde Frazier. I saw him a couple of weeks ago and hugged him. He said, old time fighter, you still around? I said, I'm still around, champ. He said, you called me champ. I said, because you got 2 championship rings.
Yeah, he does. 70 and 72, 71 and 73, one of them years.
70 and 73.
Okay, 70 and 73. Yeah. Yeah, Mo Cheeks is the point guard. Patrick Ewing probably is a rookie. Who is 74-67, end of the third quarter. CBS. Pat Cummings is on the Knicks. 21.7 rebounds. Mo Cheeks, man. So what's up, man? Everything good with you, man?
I'm feeling a lot better with the treatment, but I'm good.
How? Okay.
It's a little rough, but only you know my story. But I'm grateful to the Creator that everything is moving slowly, but it's gonna get there.
Okay. So boxing wise, what's been going on in boxing? Tank Davis hustled. Tank Davis caught another case.
Yeah, to my understanding, caught another case. It don't look like it don't look like weekend next. The show will come off in Miami with him and Jake Paul. This judge is tired. He's tired, Fred. Let me say this to you and our fans, Fred, Barbershop Conversation. I've always said this from the day me and you met to our late brother. May he rest in peace, Xavier Porter. I miss him so much. I've been trying for the last 2 weeks to find his daughter, Pound Cake, but a couple of people in Brooklyn seen her aunt, but she won't tell nobody where her niece is at, so I just let it go. But what I will say, Fred, and as you know, as a journalist, you're only good as the people around you. And not saying, with Al, it's business. With Sam, he's a little compassion there, but Sam's 71 years old. And he loved the kid like the kid on his own, but the kid don't listen. See, when you got a kid don't listen, sometimes the good people around you that care for you, they can't reach it. And he's not, in my opinion, even though his mother got herself together, as he said himself in New York this past March, she can't reach him because she wasn't there. And I wish him well, I wish her well, but what can we do, Fred? The kid he's just out of control. With the tax problem and another case and the 2 cases before, what can you do? I think the kid he done destroyed himself. Nobody in boxing destroyed his kid. He destroyed himself. And I think, as a legend, as a father, grandfather, and great father, this guy, he just don't get it. What's your opinion, Fred, on Tank Davis?
Yeah, 100%. He has inflicted pain on himself, man. When you have an opportunity to say, man, when you was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old praying that night, man, I just want to be a world champion, man. I just want to buy my mom a house, man. I just want that new Mercedes, and I just want to date the most beautiful woman in the world. And then God says, you know what? You're the chosen one. And then you blame everybody else. I got mental illness. I want to retire. Floyd don't like me. they don't like me. They paid me millions of dollars, but they don't like me. He should change his name to Tank Lil Baby Davis. That should be his name, because he has been everything but a gentleman, from the alleges and actual assault that I've seen on women, to him never fighting a man at his actual weight. Every man he's fought in recent history, he has weight drained him, and so from the assault on women to the weight draining of men, I think that he is less than stellar. And he has done it to himself, and I can't root for him. I don't care if they say, oh, you tearing another black man down. No, how about the black woman he done tore down? He didn't marry the mother of his kids. I don't like when men talk about, oh man, I'm pro-black, I'm righteous this, but you got 3 baby mamas. So how are you pro-black with 3 baby mamas? Nah, you pro-black when it's convenient for you, when you can get like that black, when you can get them black subsidies. It's cool to be black. But Tank Davis, he gave his life to Allah, and he would have been a great Nation of Islam member. Oh, he would have been a hell of a, because he would have got his money taken by Elijah Muhammad, and he would have did the street stuff. Perfect candidate to be a Nation of Islam member in the 50s and the 60s. Oh man, what a great candidate he would have been.
See, Fred, first of all, let me say this on the surround of the prophet, and peace be upon him. This guy, he accepts Islam as a beneficial. See, one thing I know about the tertiary sheep, if you bear witness that Allah is God, he'll go overboard, because he thinks if he takes care of the believers, he's gonna go to the hereafter. But the way they presented this kid, it was all smoke. It was all smoke. See, anybody can take the Shahada. I shall do the Halal. I shall do the Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I declare myself a Muslim, and I bear witness that there is only one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We say that, a lot of brothers say it with sincerity. He said it out of, he said, I'm gonna say malice, but he said it out of beneficial to the power to be in the circle that he was in. Calvin and all them guys, they're, to my understanding, Calvin, all them guys are 5%. They follow Klan, and to my understanding. But Fred, it goes right back to what I always said, even with Jason, even with the late Porter. You only good as your team. It's never personal. It's always business. And he looked at claiming Islam as a business and a beneficial. Now, what I will say, the money he could have got in a few Friday nights from now in Miami, he could have cleaned up all his taxes. He could have cleaned up all his legal problems. But he's so misunderstood, so misled. Looking at the numbers, he screwed up this like he screwed up the rematch with Roach. What you say about that, Chris?
Man, that's a great point.
$40 million going down the drain. Fred, to my resources, you finish for your answer. To my resources, the judge in Maryland is tired. She wants to put him in.
Wow. He's a threat to society. If what these charges are alleged to be, he's a threat to society. More importantly, he's a threat to
himself.
Nah, he's not a threat to himself. He had ample time to do harm to himself. Now he don't want to do harm to himself. He want to do harm to inferior people. He fits. He has a profile of a child that was abused. I'm not saying that he was, but the behaviors that he's exhibiting is something of abuse. You know, and I don't know what type of abuse, but whether it's physical, mental, emotional, but he has that. He has that. You know, and because he has uh, no level of humanity inside of him, you know, and he rages against inferior people. So that means he's not only a coward, he has a high level of insecurities, and he needs to be locked up. He needs to be violated. He's already violated himself. So he needs to spend some time in jail.
Well, Fred, I'm not going to speak ill against his mother, but what I will say, from what she said and what he said and what Calvin said, do you think her not being there played a part in what he's acting out today? From what I understand, the young lady that raised him was a good, strong, black Southern woman. Or you think he just had problems from day one? I think because, from my understanding, public records, his mother wasn't around, and she had problems, street problems, when he was born. Do you think that could affect his mentality and his thinking?
Do I think? Man, I know so, man. I mean, I was it substance abuse, or was she just not a fit mother?
From her saying and from he saying, and from what public knowledge, that she had substance problem and other problems, but she got them stuck together by God's grace, and I respect that. And she was in New York in March, but she was in the back and just minding her own business. He bought a house and she got herself together, but I still think, no, I'm gonna say this for what I know in experience. I had a daughter that had a substance problem, Fred. Her daughter acted out. When she got married, she went into a shell. She wasn't violent, but she had problems. But she had but my son-in-law was such a good guy. When he noticed the problem, he got her help. First, she refused, but her daughter started having problems. But my granddaughter husband, he saw the problem, and he got her help, and took 3 or 4 years, but she got herself together. She got a good job with the city of Philadelphia. My granddaughter, she worked for the city in the voter registration department, and she's doing well. She still has some bad days and good days, but she got herself together. So I think it's the same situation, just 2 towns and a different arena. But to answer your question, as you said, that does affect the child.
Yeah,
I'm speaking from my own side.
Yeah, it definitely impacts her, man. Impacts Tank Davis, and this is why you have to marry before you carry, because it's not just the marrying; it's the vetting of your spouse, it's the vetting of your wife, husband, it's the vetting of the characteristics of the person you expect to have your child. People just having babies because they're undisciplined, people having babies when they know they're impoverished, people having babies when they know they can't sustain and or protect themselves, so it's catastrophic when you making unhealthy, unwise, undisciplined decisions as it pertains to having kids.
Here, God have blessed this kid to make millions of dollars. How the world you spread? Didn't in his public knowledge that he owed the IRS over $1 million?
2 Octobers ago, it was somewhere around like 3 million. I think last October.
Well,
Yeah.
But Fred, I think I think that debt is still there. It may not be as much, but I think it's still there.
Well, if he fought in America, they got something. They ain't,
Yeah,
you
I
ain't.
know they got something from the roach fight because because somebody mentioned it that
Mhm.
that they held up some because I did at the roach fight I did see a guy somebody said that's the IRS right there at the Barclay Center. I don't know if he was there for him, but there was an IRS guy there because when I was coming in, he showed his badge. He said, "It said you're not on the list." He said, "I'm the IRS. I'm on everybody's list."
Mm.
And the security guy let him in. So I don't know if he was there for Tank, but I witnessed that IRS guy was there. I can't say he was there, but he was talking to Matt of the commission.
Mm.
He was talking to the commission because Matt said, "Hey, Leon, hold up. I'm talking to the gentleman. I need to holler at you." And that was the IRS guy because he was in front of me coming to security at the Barclays Center. I can't say he was there for Tank, but he was talking to the commission.
Mm. So I
So
mean, they're there for somebody or something. So,
yeah,
um,
something because
uh,
I don't think it was Roach or Julian Williams. Them was the only two other American fighters on the card. Roach and Julian Williams and Tank. Those were the only three American guys on that card in New York back March 1st.
yeah, he was deaf. I believe he was definitely afraid of Lamont Roach.
Yes, in the rematch.
Oh,
And Mariah and Lamont Roach,
he was
he
afraid of him.
moving on to San Antonio, Texas. That's this month, ain't it, Fred?
I don't know. I think it's I think it's December. I'm gonna guess and
Yeah,
say December.
Lamont Roach.
Yeah, I'm
And,
gonna.
and, and I mean, Fred, it's sad that a young brother like him, 30 years old or 31, life is messed up because not because of the people around him, it's because of himself. Like you just said, here's a guy who was blessed, come out the streets of Baltimore out of poverty, make all this money, and destroy himself, plus disrespect young black women that shared his seat. That's sad, Fred.
It's not sad. This is just who he is, and I don't feel sorry for him. I'm not. I don't now. Now people say when you say you don't feel sorry, I don't wish ill will upon him. Matter of fact, I don't even think about the guy now unless I'm talking boxing. But I like he's a terrible person. Like people just gotta accept he's not a good person. And when you spend your life being pretending that bad people are exemplary, you start to mimic the behavior, and then you start doing smoking weed in public, going on the bus smoking weed, playing loud music in front of the school, half naked with a bonnet, picking your child up from school, going to the mall with a bonnet on, stealing, graffiti, throwing your fast food cups in the middle of the street at a red light. It's become habitual, you know. I just don't care, and um, he is who he is, and until he gets tired of being tired, it's only him and Allah, you know.
Fred, let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think his team could do better?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100. Yeah, if he's only had one team, yeah, yeah. The man done hit women. The man done smoke weed in public. The man done, what I mean, he was dumb enough to disrespect his advisors, top fighters. It don't. He's. I don't give a damn, man. I don't
But
give a.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
do you think that Al, Sam, and Sylvia and her husband Tom Brown and them could make a difference if they step up?
No. 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 He's worth more than them, and he's married to his vices, and only Allah can divorce him.
So, so you saying this team, that Hollywood charade, all they care about is the number.
I didn't say that's all they cared about. I said, you asked me, can they help him? I said, no. Of course they care about him because you've been around the man for a decade. Yeah, there's care. There's affection. It may even be love there for sure.
But the numbers,
The numbers are more important because that's exactly what they're promoting. They're not promoting Tank has great character. You know what they're promoting? Tank is fighting Jake Paul. Yeah, we know he beat up that woman on video, but he's fighting Jake Paul. And people want to celebrate it, so have at it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, man. I'm not compromising. I'm not compromising that for
I ain't never been a fan of his, but I wish him well because I got grandchildren. I got a young son his age, but my son know better. He know I crack it in his head at 82. If you touch a girl, I'm gonna crack you in the head because you know better. And my son, they don't argue with women. They just walk out and say, "Hey, you go your way, I go mine. Let's go to the white folks, and I'll take care of my children."
It's not a white folk problem. It's an eye problem. It's not a black.
Yes,
it's an eye problem.
I think because of the situation, the criminal imbalances. I think. Do you think that affecting his judgment?
His judgment?
Yeah, the chemical imbalances, the chemical imbalance that he's born with.
Oh, is he a baby kid?
Yeah, you can call it that.
Sure. I mean, and this is just common sense. If she was on drugs while she was pregnant, sure. Yeah, for sure. You know, he has a stuttering problem. You know, he doesn't come off. I don't know if he's bright. I genuinely don't know. I don't know if he can read. I don't know if he can write. I've never seen him in that element. You know, maybe he was a great student. I don't know that to be true in terms of like the common sense things around his life. I just know he's just not a great person.
A guy said to me yesterday, Bruce Gas, another podcast I go on sometimes with Tim Boone, the two-time former every time I work in Philadelphia. He thinks that Sam and Al could have did better for this kid. They could have got this kid mental health, social help, and this kid would have been a great fighter, a great human being. But Bruce and other guys that I talk with on their podcast, they think that Al and Sam them knew the problem. They didn't try to get the kid help. What you say to that?
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely say that money reigns supreme, and that's one of the reasons when I realized what was really going on, and I knew it was lack of integrity, lack of character. I exited myself. You know, I chose not to align myself with what they were doing. You know what I mean? That was my choice.
I know on March 1st, when I was there and True Sports interviewed me, because he didn't ask me, he asked Sam to ask me, could he interview me? And Sam asked me, to the young man, True Sports, he want to interview you after he interviewed James Tony.
What, Two Sports? Two Sports?
Yeah.
How you spell it?
True.
Oh, like, True Sports. Okay, True Sports. Okay.
Yeah, so he asked Sam to ask me, could he interview me on Tank last fight in New York back in March. So I didn't know the kid. I said, Sam, I don't know the kid. Sam said, I know him. And then I said, Sam, let me think about it a couple minutes. And then James Tony said, I know him and his father. Do it for me. James Tony asked me, and I did it. And he asked me some crazy questions, what I thought about it. Tank Davis, I said, I don't know this kid. I said, I know who he is. I know Calvin Davis. I know some of the old timers in the gym down there. I said, but he said, you think you're a great fighter? I said, bruh, I don't know what the kid is, but I know the kid, he always have a puncher's chance. So people there looking at me like I was crazy. I said, I don't know the kid. I said, they said, well, the kid asked me, I can tell you, kid, do you think he would have stood a chance against Roberto and Tommy and Ray? I look at the kid, start laughing. I said, what kind of podcast you had, man? Asked me, could this kid beat some of the greats? I said, listen, thank God he got to this fight and didn't get no case. And even Tank looked at me. He just, Calvin, he wanted to say something. Calvin shook his head and said, not that guy, man. So Calvin know me for over 30 years. So Calvin got to him quick. Because the kid don't have no more. I saw that in New York with my own eyes.
Yeah, he has no more. He has no more.
He has no more.
Yeah.
He was talking crazy to some of the female. I said, here's a guy that beat up and assault women. All y'all taking pictures like groupies. I can tell you that. So he looked at me, Calvin grabbed me. Because I said, listen, man. I said, the only good thing about this kid that I like is he bought his mother a house. And thank God his mother got herself together.
Yeah, but he may lose it. They may lose the house. You know?
I don't know if he paid for taxes.
No, but still got to pay taxes on it. Still got to pay the water bill. Still got to pay electricity. I mean,
I think she's working. I think she really, from people that I know, Al Howard's children, the late Al Howard, old time fighter out of Baltimore in the 50s and 60s. His son tell me to say his mother kicked the house up real good. He said, I remember back in the day, he said his mother's 100 degrees. And I thank God that his mother got herself together because I've been out there. I come from that world.
Yeah.
And,
I'm glad.
And it's just sad, Fred, that this kid, in a few days, you would have got 40 million and you messed it up. From what I hear, Sam and them trying to scramble to save the fight because that's a big payday for them. You think the fight will come off, Fred, on the 15th?
No, I don't.
They scrambling, trying to save the fight. They scrambling. Even Jay Paul people trying to help out because it's a big payday for all of them. It's just sad, Fred. It's very sad. And some of the Germans, Fred, the journalists that's around, a lot of them, Fred, is distancing themselves from him. That's sad.
Well, thank God our life goes on, and our life ain't predicated upon the success of Tank Little Baby Davis, you know. So, Tank beat a woman. Tank beat a woman up Davis. You know what I mean? That's his name. Tank beat a woman up Davis. You know.
The public gonna rule you that they gonna say you died on the brother.
It's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. It's public knowledge, right? I saw the video. You know, so
when did it happen, Fred?
What's up?
When did it happen?
I saw it during COVID. It was at an all-star game or a celebrity basketball game. Yeah, so.
But Fred, what do you do that got the Jake Paul fight? And
it may not be canceled if the it's not canceled yet. So maybe they're gonna. I don't know. Maybe they'll let it keep going. You know, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. Like you know.
Fred,
yeah.
Fred, from what you saying, you do with this kid.
Yeah, I'm definitely do. Like he can do whatever. I'm good on him. You know what I mean? Shit, he can.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Fred, in 3 weeks we're going to Saudi Arabia.
All right, 1 second. Let me end this and start a new one. Hold on.
Mhm.